Today, we live in a society of quitters. 99% of people easily quit, give up, surrender when there's any adversity, any discomfort. It's quit time. And I understand this better than most. I've worked with children in sports from ages 5 all the way up to 20. I've coached pro hockey with players, elite players from ages 20 to 35, 36, 37 years old. But I've really noticed in the last 10 years that quitting has become an almost irreversible habit in our society. It's not just our children who are, 99% of the parents are allowing their son or daughter to quit piano, quit tennis, quit whatever's hard, whatever's difficult. It ends with quitting right in the middle of the season. Quit the t-ball team, quit the soccer team. If it's difficult, whine and cry and then quit. And this is something that we're teaching our daughter Emery the opposite of, that there is no quitting, especially in season. If you don't like something and it's not for you, that's fine. You see it through the season. You see it through the term. You never quit on your teammates. You never quit on your classmates. You never quit on your allies. And if you want to stop doing something, well, you consider stop doing it at the end of the season. But today in this world, it's just quit, quit, quit. And as my mother has taught us for years, my mom's 88 years old. When we were growing up, we called her the Iron Lady for a reason. But my mom always said when we would go to her about quitting something, it didn't matter how small it was, whether it was baseball or I don't want to go to something, or I'd rather stay home and watch cartoons or whatever. My mom would always say, quitting is a habit, and it's a bad habit to get into. She said it's not long until when you start quitting things, it's not long until you're a good quitter, till you're a great quitter, till you're an outstanding quitter. So it's a really, really bad habit for us to get into. It's a really bad habit for us to accept in our children. But with all that said, and it's something that, I've never catered to quitters, and now in 2022, I go the other way. I go as hard as I can. I eliminate quitters from my world. I don't have any quitters that work for me at my barbershop. Leanne, Marc-Andre with my consulting company, any of my vendors, people that cut our grass, landscaping, cleaning the pool, any of this stuff, plowing snow. I simply do not tolerate anybody that has a track record as a quitter. If they can't be depended upon, then they're gone. But it's one of the things that I cut the rope with. It's one of the things that I always look to curate out of my life is quitters. People that can't be counted on to show up, do what they're supposed to do as they're obligated to, they're paid to do, and they're just simply not dependable. So I do the same thing. Like, it's interesting, I'm probably the only consultant on planet Earth that if a person unsubscribes, example, if somebody unsubscribes from this video email list, I send you a video. Every day I go out of my way to stand on the end of the dock or walk at 6 in the morning or whatever it is, rain or shine. And I send these videos to you to help you, to help your marriage, help your business, your marketing, your relationship with your kids, your physical and mental health. I do these to help you. I don't really need these videos. I already know this stuff. But I share this month after month, day after day. But then I'll have a person, a businessman, who will, for some reason, and no concern of mine, it's none of my business what others' opinions are, but they'll unsubscribe from my email list. Maybe they don't want an email every day. Maybe they don't want a video. Maybe they're offended. Maybe they have a socialist mentality. Maybe they're one of these scarcity mentalities where you shouldn't be selling things. They think maybe the world runs on sunshine and unicorns, but nonetheless, they unsubscribe from my list. Maybe my email list, maybe my fax list, whatever it is. And then they come crawling back. They'll contact Leanne, my assistant, and they'll say, could I please resubscribe? Because I haven't been able to resubscribe to Michael's email list or his fax list. And they're told right away that they're dead to me. And as harsh as that may seem, the reality is this: I don't cater to quitters. Why would I want somebody to return that quit on something, especially something free like video and email and fax, when I'm sending them content every day that's valuable and I'm not charging them a penny? Then they come groveling back, and say, well, I can't get back on the list. Could you help me resubscribe? I really like Michael's videos. Same with my old newsletter program, which I'm starting up a brand new newsletter program in a couple of months. When somebody would cancel their monthly payment to my monthly paper and ink newsletter, which was extremely popular. I had hundreds and hundreds of subscribers, but I would get each month a handful of businessmen who would cancel. And that's fine by me. Everybody can do what they want, but they're not welcome back ever. So if they cancel from my newsletter, I would just, they're banned for life, period. And they would call back and they would contact my marketing director at the time, Linda Bartlett, and they say, Linda, yeah, I've been on the site and I put in my information, but I can't get subscribed to Michael's monthly newsletter, my marketing letter that was paid for. You had to pay for it. And she would be like, I'm sorry, but Michael doesn't cater to quitters. So once you quit, you're done. Same thing with any of my programs whatsoever. Like when it comes to these videos, when it comes to my emails, when it comes to my fax list, when it comes to my newsletter, if you unsubscribe or somebody quits or they cancels, that's okay by me, but they're dead to me. I've curated them out of my life. One of my rules in my brand new book, How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business and Life, one of my 25 rules is what? Once you get rid of the trash, make sure when the trash lets itself out, make sure that you don't allow it to let itself back in. So you're curating, you're cutting the rope, you're using the swift sword. But here's the thing, man. Many of your problem clients, your cheapskates, your excuse makers, your do-nothings, they're the guys that will let themselves out. They'll unsubscribe from your email. They'll call your assistant and say, I don't want any more videos. I don't want any more emails. I don't want any more faxes in my case, that kind of stuff. But just remember, that's the bottom of your list. Those are do-nothings. Those are tomato cans who, they're not even reading or consuming the content. So the trash does let itself out. Your job as a badass leader is to make sure that you don't allow it to let itself back in, which is why I unsubscribe. If people quit on me, they're dead to me forever, period. With that said, I have something called strategic quitting that I teach in my own home to my daughter Emery, and my wife Krista also is a strategic quitter, and I am too. And that's about saying no to almost everything, which again is another teaching in my book. We all need a healthy dose of vitamin N, vitamin no. My favorite word in the English dictionary is no, N-O, period. My favorite sentence in the English language is no. Complete sentence, no. So when we get ourselves into a situation where we agree to do something, maybe it's, you're part of a board of directors, or you take on some job that, you volunteer, whatever it is that isn't congruent with your new world. In other words, it doesn't serve you anymore. You're not happy doing it. You're not enjoying it doing it. And it's gone from a passion to a labor. And these are situations where you have to learn to strategically quit something. In other words, if you don't like it, you hate something, and it's making you, it's making you physically ill to do it, you just don't want it, it's just not something you want to do, then you need to learn to strategically quit things. And I teach in my coaching program, my world building programs, and my 5-star masterminds, is right off the bat, before we do anything with the elite guys I work with, I always ask them first and foremost, what are you prepared now to quit in your life? They're cleaners, they're rainmakers, they're empire builders. These guys are coolers and cleaners, and they're producers, and they're real high level guys. They're achievers, right? So they always want to add things, they want to do things, they want to test things, they want to try things. But what I do first and foremost in their life when I help them build a brand new world is the very first thing I ask them is, what are you ready to quit? What are you ready to stop doing? And then after that, we start working at adding positive things, if anything at all. But the secret to building an amazing new world is not to add things. It's not to learn more things. It's not to take on more things. The secret to building the world of your dreams and living life and doing business on your own terms is saying no to almost everything and strategically quitting things that don't serve you. Now, I'll use myself as an example. I strategically, 3 years ago, decided to quit all social media. I do not participate in any social media. No Facebook, no Twitter, no Snapface, no Bill Belichick Snapface, no TikTok, don't even know what it is, none of that stuff. It doesn't serve me. It keeps me in fight or flight. It's negative, it's depressing. So anyways, 3 years ago, I decided to quit social media. So like a good quitter, a strategic quitter, I took the app off my phone. I got rid of it on my computer. I'm a dinosaur as far as technology goes, so I don't know how to access it even if I wanted to. So basically, I just took it out of my world. And I've never, ever used social media in almost 3 years. I quit social media. I still use it for sales and business, but I don't touch any of it personally. I decided to quit watching sports about a year ago. And I didn't mean quit watching sports, but I mean quit sitting down and watching a 3-hour football game or a 3-hour tennis match or a 3-hour college football game or a 3-hour, Blue Jay game. And what I do strategically, I don't have the time for that anymore. I'd rather be sitting on the dock. I'd rather be boating, swimming, coaching my kid, hanging out with Krista. What I strategically did is quit watching entire sports presentations. So now I turn on the Super Bowl. I watch the fourth quarter. That's 1 hour of my time. On a Saturday, I'll watch the Alabama game. I'll watch the fourth quarter. 1 hour of my time. I'll turn on the Blue Jay Yankees game. 7th inning on, all the action. That's what I watch. An hour of my time. Watching the Celtics and Golden State, turn it on in the fourth quarter. That's the entire game right there. 1 hour of my time. I'm watching the Stanley Cup semifinals. Watch the third period of the game. 1 hour of my time maximum. So I quit watching entire episodes of sports, and I've freed up hundreds and hundreds of hours in my year. So television, I don't watch regular TV. Krista and I will watch a recorded show every night for 40 minutes before bed, before we do our gratitude ritual, and that's it. I quit watching regular TV. I don't have time for commercials. I don't have time for the garbage, the preaching that's on TV. I don't want to sit down at night by the fire and listen to some virtue signaling preacher. I don't want to be lectured by somebody I don't know and don't respect. I would rather read a book or handpick a show or watch a quarter of basketball. But I'm not going to sit there and be talked down to or told how to live and behave by some social justice warrior. Just not going to happen. So that's something I quit, is mainstream TV. Another thing I quit, maybe 5 years ago, but I completely quit mainstream news. I don't participate. I used to read the newspaper every day. I used to give it to Donald Trump. I'd read 3 papers a day. I was up to date on everything, sports, politics, business, the whole thing. And in the 5 years that I've been out of that circle, I can honestly say, I don't know if I've really missed anything, because it's not accurate information. It's not hard news. And most of it is bought and paid for. So I quit mainstream news. Do I miss any of it? Has it cost me money? It's literally opened up hours and hours, like once again, hundreds of hours a year, plus my focus. I don't have that garbage, that toxicity in my mind anymore. I worry about entrepreneurship, about building my business, about shooting videos, about helping others, about writing books. I'm not concerned about who's in the White House or who's the Prime Minister of Canada or what's happening over in Russia. That stuff's of no concern to mine. I have a few little reliable sources that keep me up to date with real hard news. So I guard my mind and I quit regular beat. Alcohol, heavy drinking for, 30 years. Play hard, work hard. I was around pro sport, amateur sport out here at the lake. And then one day I started, it didn't matter if I had 2 drinks or if I had 3 drinks, sick as a dog the next day. And that was my body saying, the last couple of years, that's enough, Michael, that's enough. I really believe that I'm allergic to alcohol. And it's been the greatest blessing to me because it's been instantly, I've been able to stop, I've just quit. I quit drinking alcohol. And I don't miss it. I haven't surrendered anything. I haven't given up anything. I've gained my mornings back. I've lost weight. I've gained focus. I've gained mental health. I've gained time. I can't imagine. I can't tell you how much that single decision of just quitting drinking alcohol has made, how much money that's made me, and how much time that saved me in just the last 5 months. It's unbelievable. I haven't lost a thing. I've only gained time, money, mental health, you name it. Other things that I've quit, like I'm just thinking sugars and the three poisons, the 3 white poisons. So white, refined white sugar, and same with flour, and same with salt. Avoiding those things as much as I can in the foods that I eat. White flour, salt, and white sugar, and just avoiding those as much as I can. And I was able to drop some pounds, and I feel much better, and I don't have the peaks and valleys. And once again, I just quit those three white evils, sugar, salt, and flour, and just limiting those. I didn't quit them completely, but limiting my intake when it comes to those things. Cell phones is a huge one. Like, that's my ultimate power move. And there's not too many men who have the balls to do what I did, 15 years ago, when I looked around and saw everybody, just falling into this world of connectivity. I call it, digital dementia, where you literally, the only time a person isn't on their phone is when they're sleeping. It's just pathetic. It's sad. And it's a sign that you are not in control of yourself. It's a sign that you're not a king. It's a sign that you're not a cleaner and a power player. Like, my top 0.1% guys, I mean my top guys, they've all checked out in terms of carrying a cell phone. I'm not kidding. They don't do the social media. They don't do that stuff like everybody else in my world, but they don't even carry the cell phone now. If I did send them a text, or if I sent them an email, I wouldn't hear back for like 48 hours. These guys have regained control. Their cell phone, which they still have, but they don't carry it all the time, is a servant. It's no longer the master. They're the master of the cell phone. They go to the rodeo, they go to the football game, they go to the golf, they leave it at home. They take the family to the theater, they leave it at home. They're looking for ways to constantly do without, to break the curse for hours on time, and that's what they're doing. They tell me all the time, yeah, I took the family out to the agricultural fair, I took them to the US Open, and I left my phone at home. 3 hours, 5 hours, 7 hours, and they get home and there's nothing. They haven't lost a single thing, but they were present with their family. But quitting phone is a big thing I did 18, 19 years ago. But I did that by looking around. I didn't have any evidence at the time. I just looked around and said to myself, okay, these smartphones are popular and everyone's using them, so that means it's dead wrong. The crowd is excited about this, so it's dead wrong. And I stand on this dock 18, 19 years later, and I haven't carried a cell phone. I carry a cell phone maybe 15% of the time. I'm shooting this on a broken iPhone 7. I don't carry my phone. It drives my wife crazy. I don't give a shit. But I'm constantly connected with my daughter, my wife, whatever I'm doing. Like today, I didn't check my email today till 12:30 after lunch. I haven't checked my cell phone in a few days, and I've been able to get so much work done this week because I have 0 interruptions. And the thing you'll find is, as you spend less and less time on your cell phone, the 99% will stop interrupting your day. Like, I don't get any texts, so really there's nothing to check. I don't get hardly any emails anymore. They're from Leanne and Mark. I get faxes, I get mail. But it's so funny because I stopped participating in the constant digital dementia thing, then everybody else just gave up on me. Like I used to get all these things from my wife, bring this home, do this, and what do you think of this? And she knows that I'm not carrying my phone. Krista's given up on me when it comes to that. So I stopped the time vampires and energy vampires by simply quitting and not participating. People is a big one too. I'll find that is the last thing, is who are the people in your life that you need to strategically quit? Who are the people in your life that you need to start spending almost no time with? You don't have to tell people, you don't have to be difficult, you don't have to be mean, you don't have to be ugly about it. But are there people, family members, relatives, neighbors, people dropping in? Who are the people in your life, that are dragging you down? We're the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. Who are these people? And if you're going to up-level your social circle, who are the people you need to quit spending so much time with? Who do you need? What's that text group you need to pull yourself out of? What's that email group? What's that Facebook group? What's those groups that you need to say goodbye to because you have a new world and you're a new person? And, what people in your life no longer serve you? Vampires, energy, negative, tomato cans, you name it. Those are big ones too. So that's some of the stuff that I'm constantly doing. I am constantly strategically quitting. When it comes to people, I look for reasons to kick people off my video list, email list, this list. I look for ways to kick people out of my membership. I look for ways to boot people out of my world building program. I would look for ways to kick people out of my mastermind program. That's real accountability. And that keeps everybody on their toes. In my world, everybody's on probation, and they should be in your world as well. That's it for today. Remember, men, every day to hug your wife and children. If they're far away, to reach out to them, to talk to them on the phone every single day. The greatest blessings in our life are right in front of us. I know we're looking for so much more, and we want to build this, and we want to create this, and we want to make this money. But just remember, when you go home and you disconnect, our greatest blessing is right in front of us, our wives and our children. And make sure every single day of your life you make it a habit, a lifestyle, that you tell them, you look them in the eye and you tell them that you love them every single day. And then most importantly, back up those words by congruent behavior. In other words, when you're home at the dinner table, be home at the dinner table. When you're sitting with your wife at night, relaxing at the end of the day, be sitting with your wife, relaxing at the end of the day. Lock that phone away when you get home at 6 o'clock and leave it away until the next day. And keep both feet in today with the most important people. But hug your wife and children tonight and tell them they're the most important people in your world, because they are. If you want a copy of my book, if you haven't got a copy of my book, you can do so at nobullbook.com. My book is not every businessman's cup of whiskey, but it certainly is for cleaners, rainmakers, empire builders, guys that are looking to get 1% better in every area of their life. Also, I have 18 spots, half of them are gone, for my 5-star mastermind. It's my Champions Mastermind that's going to be coming up in September. It's for 12 months. I coach you every single week. We have a couple of live events across the country. It's expensive, it's demanding, it's hard work, and it'll take your marriage, your business, your relationship with your children, your physical health, your mental health, everything to the next level. It's 12 months, it's the full year, it's $50,000. You can be placed on a waiting list. There's no obligation. You go to badasschampion.com. The link is below. And just put in your name and email, and that'll put you on a waiting list. There's no obligation. You're not saying yes. You're just raising your hand and saying, I might be interested in this gig, Michael. It's 50 grand. It's for cleaners. It's the Navy SEALs. It's the Navy SEALs of my group. If you're ready to step up to the big leagues, go to badasschampion.com now. That's it. 2 words that changed my life and 2 words that can change your life. Be relentless.